Well, welcome to Soccerex TV, powered by Football Business TV, and we have a fascinating discussion about to come up ahead. We are talking all things Fanchize. I've got Michael Harmon with me, and I also got Jeff Holland as well from Fanchize. So, Jeff, I'm going to start with you, and just to explain how we get to Fanchize and how we get yourselves here to Soccerex Amsterdam today. What is Fanchize?
Absolutely. Fanchize is a new social media platform that's predicated on sports fans. It's a fan infrastructure. It allows fans, for the first time in history, to have a voice, to be recognized, incentivized, and then prioritized. They go on a platform like any other social media. They choose their actual sport, choose their favorite team, and they sign a contract with this team. And it's from 1 to 7 years. And people ask, well, why contract? Well, you do it anyway, right? You pick a team. I'm a diehard for life. Well, you get nothing for it, right? So on our platform, we give them something in return. For that loyalty, it's your asset. So we say, look, sign a contract. And now what happens is you get actual discount off of apparel and ticket sales and merch within our vendor network. And over time, your discounts can expand by building your fan score. You know, because ultimately speaking, the fans are the driving force behind ticket sales and viewerships. In fact, nothing exists without the fans. So what we do is say, look, we're going to let you draw a line in the sand. If you are this team's representative or a fan, sign a contract. And now get rewarded for your loyalty. And that's the ultimate premise of Fanchize, is to elevate the fan experience. If your team wins a trophy, you get a trophy. If they raise a banner, you get a banner. If they get a ring, you get a ring. You now are sharing that experience. So now you're getting actual return on your investment for that emotional roller coaster that you go through throughout a season.
And there's a lot of emotion, isn't there, in supporting any kind of sports team, as we all know. Michael, this is a fantastic concept. Where's the inspiration come from this? As technology obviously driven this to a degree?
Yeah, Jeff's been working on this for a many years. And actually, when he came to me with the concept, it hit me immediately. Especially for example, they're talking to European football clubs. They all want to expand their audience bases in North America. Obviously, this is the best time. There's never been a better moment than this right now with World Cup in North America. So this actually provides the backbone, the infrastructure for them to be able to take advantage of this. So now, at no cost to the club or the federation, they can actually capitalize on this seminal moment for football. I hate using soccer, football in America, and bring in new fans. So there'll be people will sign contract. Fans will sign contracts with their favorite NFL team, their NBA team, their NHL team, MLB, whatever. Now, after they watch World Cup and now they've gotten into soccer, now they're looking for their Premier League club. Which club out of the 20 am I going to pick? Now, this gives them the mechanism to do that. They can learn about each of the clubs. Brighton and Hove Albion were playing in a field 15 years ago, didn't even have a stadium. Because the one thing that I see with younger fans especially, they don't want to go with their fathers and mothers' teams, going with the big five, Liverpool, Manchester United. They want that cool story. They want a Wrexham story.
Yes.
They want a Brighton and Hove. They want a cool story. And Fanchize now gives them that opportunity to learn about the different clubs. And now, okay, they're a Cowboys fan in the NFL. Now, you know what? I've selected my Premier League club or my La Liga club, Ligue 1, whatever the case may be. So this provides the perfect platform for them to grow their fandom from beyond the sports that they've already been fans of to new ones, especially soccer.
There's new horizons. Yeah, speaking as someone from a family of West Ham United supporters, and I chose Stevenage FC. I know exactly what you're talking about. Now, just drilling into the concept a little bit. Obviously, you've got two elements to this. You've got the clubs, and then you've got the fans. Can we just talk about the clubs for a moment? Because obviously there is a kind of club buy-in. Yeah. What's your relationship at the moment, and how would you like to develop a relationship with clubs as you promote Fanchize?
Yeah, I can take that one. So that's part of my purpose for being here, to reach out to clubs. And I can honestly say that, between leagues, clubs, federations, I've met with hundreds. and not one has not loved this concept. You know, it's something totally new, something that they haven't seen before, and the fact that it doesn't cost them anything is like it should be a no-brainer. You know, so yeah, that, you know, that's my purpose for being here. You know, I'm reaching out to all the clubs to get them excited, get them on board the platform when we launch, and yeah, you know, we want them to take advantage of this platform to not only, but perfect example for you. When I lived in Brooklyn, I'd go to a Liverpool pub Saturdays and Sundays, little tiny place, 200 people crammed in here, 7 a.m. Saturday or Sunday morning. These are diehard supporters. The Liverpool doesn't even know who they are, you know? So now Liverpool will have that mechanism to actually learn who these 200 fans there, rabid fans are there every week, learn about them, learn about their family. And now they actually have a way to get in touch with these supporters.
How they can best serve them.
So not only is it a great platform to grow new supporters, it's a great one to, I mean, you think of all the different pubs across the United States that have 200 people filing in every Saturday, Sunday morning. Now that's low-hanging fruit for the clubs. They're already there. They're already rabid supporters. Now the club will be able to know who they are and have a way to reach out to them and monetize them now.
Jeff, I'm going to ask you in a moment about the fans, but I'm just going to follow the last point you've made there, Michael, and talk about the clubs in even more depth, because obviously it's a platform, it's digital, it's global, it's a global thing. Were you initially US sort of base-centric first, looking to Europe, or are you now thinking this is Europe back to US, or is this just global? Is this everywhere?
Great question. It is literally creating new behavior that has never been done before. In reality, you're already doing it though, right? The fans are mentally, emotionally signing contracts with these teams, but they don't get nothing in return. So what we do is we actually give them a platform and a structure. Say, hey, look, you are this team's fan, sign a contract. And we're going to create a structure where you get incentivized for it. And for the teams, now they're getting true, impeccable data. These fans are signing contracts to be marketed, advertised, solicited, surveyed, and polled. So a team can actually submit a survey and poll to the platform. The fans can choose to do it or not, but they're going to do it because every fan, once you create a profile, you're given a fan score. And that fan score is going to be the measuring tool of how much valuable are you as a fan. Me and you can both love the same team. But if you go to the games and I don't, you're buying tickets and hats and jerseys and I'm not, but in our circles, we're both the same fan. Well, we're the fan of the team, but you're technically more valuable to that team than I am, where our platform shows that value. So, like, unlike most social media platforms that derives their revenue through data, we're sharing the data with the teams, the leagues, and we're giving fans incentives to sign contracts because we're carrying the vendor network of discounts. But now the contract is now being valuable and eventually be more incentivized through the teams itself.
Do you think, it's going to be, it's quite a psychological point, this one, but fans need to have more power and they will change things? And by that, I'm talking about, the Wrexham thing going into the US. I think a lot of people in US sports, and I'm quite a big NBA fan, they're looking at tanking and saying, there's no promotion and relegation. It's just not as exciting, whereas in Europe, do you think fans could, through this platform, actually gain so much power that they can actually change to the way some of these leagues are organized?
Absolutely. Well, think about it, right? If a sports team has a certain amount of fans under contract, and then these fans start to gain value in their fan score, but now that fans become more valuable. Now their voice is more powerful. So now on the contract renewal, because they're not indefinite contract, they're 1 to 7 years. So on their renewals, the team has to try to win back that fanship because they can sign with somebody else now. You didn't do your job as an organization. You tanked. You didn't do this. That fan said, look, I'm not going to be stuck to, purgatory all my life as a fan. I'm going to sign a new contract with a new team if you don't get your act together. Now it's forcing teams to now be wanting to be competitive, to be more innovative, to be more fan solution based because they know that they're trying to gain fans on a contract, which is way more valuable than a follow on Instagram. These fans are saying, look, I'm signing a contract with your team, which means that they're eliminating every other team in that league. So they can't sign multiple contracts. If they sign with a team in that sport, in that league, That's it. That's it. No
Yeah.
other teams.
Yeah.
So now you draw a line in the sand, and because of that actual like closeness and that relationship the fans were building, it gives the fans ultimate power in the future because now they'll have teams compete for that fanship.
Yeah, yeah.
And from the club or team perspective, now they can come up with different marketing strategies. That okay, Jeff's a 800 fan. Okay, we want to make sure we do everything we can to keep him. You know, Michael's a 500 fan. What can we do to elevate him? How do we get him more engaged with us? So that's one of the exciting things that clubs love is it's not a one marketing message for all anymore. It's actually tailored and curated the experience for each individual supporter or fan to try to elevate the ones that aren't as loyal and make sure you maintain the ones. And the great thing, you know, when Jeff came up with the concept, you know, for example, Messi's now signed with Inter Miami for another 3 years. If you're a Messi supporter, you could sign with Inter Miami for 3 more years. Whether he retires or goes somewhere else after that, you know, then you can take your fandom
Kudos elsewhere.
with him as well. So, because a lot of fans these days are very player-centric, this is the perfect mechanism. Your favorite player signs an X number year contract, you sign that same number year contract.
Works that way.
That club.
Without giving away your business model, is there an element here where you'll say, oh, you're going to come to me and I'm saying, right, I'm a Raptors fan, I support Stevenage, possibly saying in the NFL, certainly the Cardinals, I love the baseball. Can I kind of tie in multiple sports?
That's the thing. So the goal of Fanchize, the true vision of Fanchize, is every fan should have 7 to 20 contracts. It will start with all their sports, but in the future, it's brands. So if you love Starbucks, you wear Nikes, you fly Delta Airlines, and you love BMW, great. Sign a contract with each one of your brands, become official fans. So when that fan logs in, he's actually having a kind of a very unique experience. It's all things he loves. It's his sports teams, it's his brands, it's his drinks. And he's getting incentivized for that loyalty. No more, I love Starbucks in the morning. Great, you love it, sign a contract, get a discount now because your loyalty is valuable because you're valuable to that organization. Without you, they make no revenue. And with the sports teams, 85% of the fan base don't buy nothing for a whole year. The revenue is pushed by the 15% margins. These are the fans that are going to the games, buying hats, buying jerseys. The other 85% are just spreader of bragging, right? I'm bragging about the team. What we do is we help the teams and the leagues convert those 85%. Hey, buy a hat once a year. Your fan score is impacted by it.
Yeah.
Go to a game once. Your fan score is impacted by it. Yeah. Go to our vendor network that's giving you discounts and incentives to go there. Go there once a year. You're impacted by it. If we convert one-time transaction of the 85% fan base that doesn't typically spend no money revenue 1 year, we can 4X any league within 12 months.
And you mentioned that fantastic word, the B word, brands, which I was going to bring on to, and I was going to come on to anyway, because I'm thinking, you know, this sounds really great. Yeah, surely brands must be talking to. So tell me, how's that journey with sponsors and major brands?
And it's a great question, because one of the things that teams and clubs are excited about is the commercial partnership side is, okay, now we can show direct ROI for your sponsorship dollars. So you have this soft drink company as a sponsor. They're paying X millions of euros, pounds, dollars a year. Well, now you can show direct ROI to that brand. So if it's Coca-Cola, and if this team converts 1 million of their fans to sign contracts with Coca-Cola, that's hard ROI data that you can, when it comes time to renew that multi-million-dollar deal, that's hard data that the commercial team can say, look how many, we've had this many of our fans sign contracts with your brand, and you would not have gotten that without your sponsorship deal with them.
Yes.
So it's all AI driven. It's all AI driven too. If we know every team's sponsorships, if we sign a contract with the Raptors, but we know that their sponsorship is with Pepsi, automatically say, hey, you're a Raptor fan. Do you want to sign a contract with Pepsi to make it your official choice? Yeah. So it goes hand in hand, and it ties in everybody's favorites.
Yeah. And the Raps are back, and I'm interested all of a sudden. I've had about 3 years of just not even bothering. Yeah. And now all of a sudden, I'm a fan of this again.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then obviously my brain's obviously working on this as well. I'll make you an offer in a minute for the whole business. You're talking about sort of online gaming. You talk about not even necessarily actual sports clubs or anything like that. Surely, I mean, Fanchize has got a massive potential through brands to not just general sports that we consider now as well.
Yeah, all sports, all brands is going to be the eventual. We want to kind of capture the pilot program first, which is the major sports.
Yeah.
Then we're going to go to all sports and all brands to scale through. And then we have a player side too. So you can't just register as a fan. You can also register as a player. So that caters to the high school kids from a 9th year freshman to a 5th year senior. So what happens is these kids are getting paid to play in college.
Yeah.
So what we do is we help that opportunity for the players. They go on a platform and they actually get their NIL valuation, which is name, image, and likeness. In the United States, that allows players and athletes that are in high school and college get paid to play the sport by the universities.
Yeah.
So we give a platform for that too, and it tracks their journey as an athlete. And we're going to start working with the soccer players as well, so they can track their journey as an athlete. It may be a little different as far as NIL, but they can kind of like foster their experience, talk to other athletes, have a relationship with other teams that we're looking to play for. And we're going to build that out as well.
Wow. Okay. Absolutely fantastic. And just to sort of final question, really, for sort of both of you as well. I think it's called Fanchize.
Yes.
So I think we're going to focus on the fans for the last question. How would you, once you're established, how would you like fans to actually see Fanchize as a business? What would you like to see them helping them to do for their team or for their sport?
I would say that it's new behavior that's never been done before because you're signing a contract to become an official fan. So psychologically speaking, contracts, right?
Yeah.
But you already signed emotional contracts already. You're already doing this. So we tell fans, look, do what you're already doing, but get rewarded for it. And we ask the question all the time, are you a real fan? Okay, then prove it on Fanchize. Sign a contract, get your fan score, engage with other fans, and more importantly, get incentivized for your loyalty. Stop giving away for free. Let us help you get something for your energy.
Brilliant. So, Jeff, that's absolutely. Michael, where was that pub in Brooklyn for the Liverpool fan? And why were you supporting Liverpool as well?
Funny story. I actually I used to work with Manchester United when I was previous life with Sirius XM, and I happened to be wearing a warm up I just moved to Brooklyn, and my wife and I walked into this pub, and the owner gave me a rude "get the F out of here."
Yeah.
I had no idea what I did wrong by walking through the door. But I realized it was the crest. So anyway, he worked really hard to convert me to become a Liverpool supporter so that I could come to the pub every Saturday, Sunday morning. And as I got to know the group of 200 there, it was a fun group. So the entire 3.5 years I lived in Brooklyn, it's the Monroe pub, modeled after the Monroe pub in Liverpool.
Okay, that makes sense. So next time you go in, you're going to have a Fanchize T-shirt with Liverpool on there as well.
I've already talked to Vinny, the owner. They will be part of the network.
Oh, I can't even get that one as well. Wow. So Jeff Holland, Michael, thank you very much. And Fanchize sounds absolutely amazing. What a concept. We are Soccerex TV. Powered by Football Business TV as well. And this has been our discussion on Fanchize. Thank you. Thank you both.
Thank you very much.
Pleasure.